the guys I was with yesterday sparring, one of the guys, Lonnie is his name, he's on FaceTime with Tyron Woodley.
Okay, cool.
And, he's like, yeah, look who they brought this guy in to spar. Look how big his shoulders is. He's a bare knuckle, this, that, and that. And he turns the phone towards me. Oh, I recognize his face. That is the bare knuckle heavyweight champion right there.
You haven't fought in a minute.
I haven't, but I was like,
that's Tyron Woodley.
Exactly. Like, you know what? Like, he's well known. He's established. Yeah. Everyone knows who he is.
He's on TMZ.
And he recognized my face.
Man, he's
pretty cool, huh?
Definitely.
I met his family. His mom is just a gorgeous human being, man. Okay. Yeah, like a lot of the yelling you hear during his fights, that's not a girlfriend or wife. That's mom.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
That's her. That's my mom. Every fight. Knock his ass out so we can go home. Stop playing with these motherfuckers. Ringside. Top of her lungs.
He was a difficult birth. Did I know that? Don't hurt my baby.
I think what it is, I'm her oldest. I'm her favorite. And like I'm the only one that's done that's done combat sports. My brother played football, sister was a cheerleader.
Cool.
But it's like the individual, the combat sports, the wrestling, the fighting, you got to get into it. Football, you can sit there. Oh, he's not out there. He's on defense. This is offense right now. We chilling, talking, eating, whatever. This sport, when I'm in there, forever long I'm in that ring, that cage, she's locked in. You just can't sit there and just be. It's not boring. There's nothing boring about the sport. Yeah. There's no sitting there. Ooh. No, you're top of your lungs screaming. You got to be into it. It's the crowd. It's the energy in the building.
You see a lot of guys that are ADHD, like that hyperactive disorder, and when they get into that ring, the focus that they have is incredible. Like a lot of fighters actually fall into that category. They were raised ADHD. They were just ADHD growing up. You too? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I was on Ritalin for years.
Yeah, me too, girl.
Like I took myself off of it. I'm not taking this shit no more. Like these little red pills don't do nothing for me. In fact, I feel like they make me worse. Take myself off the prescription. I stopped getting in trouble. I started sitting down and focusing in school. Like, 7th grade, I stopped. 8th grade, never went to the principal's office. Never got suspended. 7th grade, I got suspended 3 times in a week.
No.
Yes.
See, you know what, man? When something like that's going on, it's either not the kid's fault. There's something that's happening outside his control, or he's just, he's going to be in prison soon. Yeah, it's one of the two.
They thought I had ADD, ADHD, whatever they prescribed me. But it's always deeper than that. It's you got to find outlets for kids. The kids who are hyper, who can't sit still, the normal ways don't work for them. So take the time and figure out what it is.
It could be a food allergy.
Everyone just, I'll write them off. Give them prescriptions. Right. Let's get them on these pills. Let's keep this money coming in. I know that's what it was.
I've seen food allergies, like sugar in particular.
Sugar.
Man-made refined sugars.
The refined sugar, the white sugar, yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's even sleep apnea. Mm-hmm. Sometimes kids are just not sleeping well at night, and their brains are going haywire.
My oldest and my son, they had their adenoids removed because of that. They had sleep
changed
apnea.
Them, huh?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Well, my daughter, she doesn't. She can sleep better. My son does too, but he's just to get up and go.
Yeah. So, what does your brother and sister think about all this?
My brother's like, you've been fighting for years. You've been doing this. My sister, she loves it. I don't think she's been to a match yet, though.
I mean, you got it. It's not easy to get there.
I don't think she's been to one, and my kids haven't been to one. They've seen me on TV, but they've never been to one.
Are they yelling at you when you're on TV?
The baby is, that's my daddy. That's my daddy. But the other two, they're just like, whatever. That's dad. Now my son, with his friends, he's bragging. He's big time bragging.
You guys want to watch my dad hurt somebody?
Like he's got an old shirt with a picture of me with the extended punch on Beltrain. He wears to school. Who's that on your shirt? That's my dad. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, my dad will beat your dad.
And yes, that is his next response. My dad will beat your dad. What? And then they come over and then they see the belts and they see me and they're like,
Can I get an autograph?
Exactly. Oh man, you got that belt. You did this. Yes. So he wasn't lying. What he's saying, it was true.
Isn't it funny, man?
I am the champ. And it's like, it always makes me wonder, like, what your dad got going on? What is your dad? He got some belts at home? Is your dad a fighter? But I don't want to be rude, so I don't ask him. But in the back of my mind, my son's got the cool dad.
Yeah, see, my daughter likes coming to. Well, she doesn't come to a lot of my events, but she knows I do them, and she's real proud of me as well.
It's dope, like to be a part of something like this and to see it happen and know that your father or your whoever it is to you is behind this. This is them.
Well, here at that boxing event that I took you to, and they announced you in the ring and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, this is Arnold Adams, and you got the belts, and she's just like, what? You know him? Like, yeah, we're cool.
And the kids give the best reactions. Yeah, like adults, oh yeah, hey, can I get a picture, champ? All right, man, take it easy. But the kids, like, it's genuine with them. Yeah, when I was in Cheyenne for the first fight, and I was at this restaurant, me, Lloyd. It was me, Lloyd. I want to say George and Tom. Yeah, I think we're at
George Gonzalez.
Okay, I think we're at Applebee's, and we're sitting at the bar watching Bilal fight, UFC fight night. The family behind me, they come up and they're like, "Is this you on the billboard and on the fight card?" I'm like, "Yeah." His daughter was terrified. She did not want to take a picture. Everyone else took a picture. This one little girl was like, "No, I'm good." I didn't have
looks mean.
I mean, but I got this fight coming. My beard is there. Yeah. Probably not. Don't see too many big black guys in Cheyenne.
Right? Yeah.
So I get it. They come to the fight. After the fight, she comes up to me. She hands me a note and asks for a picture. Aww. I opened the note. She was like, "Arnold Adams is the best. You had a great fight." She's got a smiley face in the corner.
Dude, how cool is that?
Right?
Man?
So I took a picture with it, and I was like, "This is what I love kids. Like, I used to coach Dalton Bears. Dude, if you can't connect with the kids,
storied program, Dalton Bears football.
Yeah, I used to coach Dalton Bears. Yeah, back in the day, when it was like a powerhouse.
Jonathan McNabb went through there, man.
He did.
Yes, he did.
His mom still lives in Dalton, right?
I have no idea.
I think so. I remember driving behind like a Blazer back in
and the plate said
McNabb, and then there's a Philly Eagle. And
okay, that's probably her. That's probably her.
You know what's kind of crazy? There's a lot of famous people in that family. Like Danny Glover's related to him.
He has a couple.
And Seth Jones, who is one of the best defensive hockey players, is like his nephew, and his other uncle played for the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, good genes over there,
man. Big time.
Okay,
good family, man. Real good family.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah. So I love the kids. What can I say?
How can you not, man?
I mean, like they're genuine and they're innocent.
There's love there.
There's love. There's innocence. They still have their innocence. Yeah. It shows. They really get excited over certain things. Yeah. And see somebody with belts, like you always see them on TV. The wrestlers have belts, or the boxers with belts. You never see anybody with belts in person. So when they see that person, it's like they're starstruck. I'm not even a star, but they're starstruck.
It's usually like the same 2 or 3 questions that every kid asks, but you know what? It's cool, man.
It is. Yeah. It definitely is.
In today's day and age, too, these kids are so glued to their tablets where they're not real conversational TVs, anyway. Nope. So, when they have the opportunity to interact, man, why wouldn't you take that opportunity,
I was in Miami, and the kid approached me. I was in Miami at the airport, getting ready to come back home, and the kid approached me. He was like, "Are you a boxer?"
What, look like I've been punched in the face a whole bunch of times.
This was after the Tampa card. After BKFC 6. Okay. We fly to Miami to catch our flight back home. And the kid walks up, I think he's 14. He was on his way to Costa Rica. He was like, "Are you a boxer?" Like, "Yeah, I am." He was like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Yes."
He was stalking you, man. Good for him.
But we were sitting there charging my phones, waiting for we're on standby. So you know how that is when you're on standby, you're waiting to catch a flight. He's walking through the terminal and then just cuts towards me. And I'm sitting over here on my phone, playing around. Kicks it off. Pulls it up. "Yeah, that's me. We just had to show you that." "Oh, man, this is crazy." goes and he's watching the fight while he's sitting in the airport. So I recorded him. I'm like, look at this is real. This is a real fan.
How cool is that, man?
It was dope. He followed me on Instagram. I followed him back and gave him a shout out and everything. So
That's cool, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that's what life is all about, you know.
That's when I was like, am I a celebrity? Did I finally cross that line? Am I like a D-list
you
celebrity right now?
You'll be Bieber soon, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, call up Tom Cruise. Yeah.
I wish.
No, that's cool. So August 10th. That's
August
your
10th.
fight. That's why you're here. You're here to plug your
August
event.
10th, Biloxi, Mississippi. I'm fighting Chase Sherman, UFC vet, ex-UFC vet. I guess they released him. 13-12, 13-6 with 12 knockouts. So I mean, it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a banger.
He's going to be 0-1-1 after this, right?
Facts.
That's good.
I mean, facts.
How active do you want to be?
I don't know, because in the tournament I bitched. I didn't tell anybody.
Were you too active?
I was like, damn, man, this is 3 fights in 4 months. Holy shit! Like when you look at it, it was June 2nd,
man, dude, that's
August 25th, October 20th. But like now, my hands weren't sore or nothing. But I was like, damn, man, I don't even get a chance to get fat again before I fight.
You know what, man? I think those days might be over, bro.
It might be. So I thought 3 times in 4 months was too much, but I feel maybe like 4 times a month. I mean, 4 times a year.
Yeah, I'd be a little vocal. You know, I mean, I think you were shelved a little.
Every 3 months, every 4 months, 4 times a year, 3 times a year is cool with me. Not too much, but from what I was told from Mr. Feldman, get this fight and go smooth. Say he's got some big names coming for me after this. He didn't give me any names.
Who are you thinking?
Anthony Johnson.
I don't think Johnson. There's a lot of baggage with him, and
yeah, I don't think it's going to be him. Like he's the fighter ambassador, I believe.
I don't even know what that
so
means.
fighter relations, basically.
Okay.
Like,
how often do you call him in regards to having issues?
Did you call him to get an interview with us or not?
Honestly, I don't.
How'd that conversation go?
I don't know if he likes me or if he's too fond of me. So when that whole thing came out a couple months ago about the domestic, yeah, I put a tweet out about that.
Man, I hate to say it, man, but if it gets that serious, leave your house.
Yeah, I've never been there.
No.
But
you're also not a drinker, though.
I'm not, but I've had some situations where I could have went there.
Easily.
But it's like, if I go, you're probably going to die. So let's not even, I'm going to just go ahead and leave.
If it gets to that point, man, you just got to go.
Now, it's not that easy, though. It's definitely not that easy. Because that same situation, they will block the door, and no matter what door you go to, they are there. And if you try to move them, pull the door, now they want to flop, scream, and do all this. So people get those reports, and they automatically assume the worst before they know exactly what happened. And it's he say, she say.
Man, that's rough.
It is. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to take the side of the woman before they even hear your side. He's 5 times the size of whatever woman he's talking to. Automatically, they're going to assume that he did something
guilty.
to her.
Yeah.
Now, she probably didn't have not a bruise, not a cut, scrape, or scratch,
just
nowhere.
A word.
But just the fact that big black guy, she screamed.
Angry female.
Domestic. He hit me. He did this. It's over with. And he's a fighter. It's over with.
Yeah, you're making the paper, man.
It's over with. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Unfortunately, it's not his first... go around with this. I don't know if it's the same person or a different person, but
I don't know either. But I had tweeted.
What if you ever have that issue? The relationship is over.
Yeah,
you can't go back.
If she took you to that point,
you can't go. You can't go back.
If there was ever a police call,
and it's better for both of you that it's over.
Yeah, don't even waste your time.
I'm just not speaking for the man's point.
And being the person that you are with the level of fame you have,
and capability,
you can get anything anywhere else. Like. Unless you have
what did you tweet? Yeah.
Something along the lines of Anthony Johnson not being a part of the BKFC no more with the domestic. It was something it wasn't like.
I think they were announcing him and Fedor's brother. Was it on that tweet?
No, but I know what you're talking about. What the guy was convicted of rape. Yeah, and no, and he has hepatitis or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't on that one.
There's no.
But I know what you're talking about with that. I remember that. But this was like when it just came out. I was like, well, looks like Anthony Johnson
might be leaving the family.
Yeah, Anthony Johnson won't be with the BKFC for too much longer with this one.
Yeah,
and then I met him
cares about stuff like that.
at BKFC 6, and it was like, I read vibes. I pay attention to energy. So everyone else, what's going on, champ? Yo. I meet him, and it was like
cold shoulder.
He gave me a handshake, but it was like, nah, keep your distance, bro. Like, you embrace people. You give them a hug. You a celebrity. You cool. I'm trying to get to where you are, but I'm the champ, so I was expecting a little more love. No, it was like, nah, you good, bro. You can just stay over.
I can understand it. I mean, you don't know the full scope of things, but also at the end of the day, it ain't your first time.
I mean, but I didn't ever. That's where I left it. Once I put that tweet, I left it at that. It was whatever. This shit happens all the time.
You think he's done
fighting?
Yeah.
No.
They're
who did they say? Oh,
he was every bit of 240, 250 last time I saw.
That.
Dude fought at 170. He fought at 170.
At BKFC 6 in Tampa, he's got to be at least 270, 280 right now.
Damn.
Like, he's solid.
I mean, is it like...
But he's a power lifter.
Okay, I was going to say,
so that's what he
the buffet
does.
Or is it the
No,
weight?
he's lifting. He's a power lifter. Like, but you can see, he's got that power. Right now, he's not fighting. He doesn't have nothing coming up, so he's focusing on his power, and he's lifting. He's huge.
Yeah.
He's huge.
That's a bad man.
That's a bad man. And he fights at what?
Heavy.
Well, he used to. He did fight
here. He made 170 once, and then he missed.
He was skinny.
And he missed like 2 or 3 times because he was close, but he was like within 5 pounds of it. I mean, that's obviously not close, but it is close. So they moved him up to 85.
He's taller than me, and he fought at 7.
At 85, he missed on his first. Like, dude, we just lowered.
We just made it easy. That's like an extra 15 pounds.
And then they put him at 205.
He wanted that muscle.
Yeah.
It's hard to lose muscle.
Yeah.
Especially if you continue to work out. It's hard to lose muscle.
You can make a strong case like of someone dying in terms of like cutting that much weight.
Oh, I
like in his as with him as the example.
Lloyd Carter.
Your brain is one of the last things to rehydrate properly. So you cut a lot of weight.
That's where all the head injuries and people.
That's what I said earlier. I mean, I'm just talking about myself. Like heavyweights, you don't really see a lot of deaths in heavyweight.
You don't.
No.
We make sure we get we're hydrated.
It's the lower weight.
We get our nutrients.
So who do you think?
Who do you think it is? Yeah.
Yeah,
from the hip. Who do you think they're bringing in?
My first thought,
Yeah.
Shannon Briggs. That was my first thought. Because it was...
He's nutty enough to do it,
He is. But at the same time, it's like he's a purist. So would he really want to come over here into this? Like, if you notice, boxers don't really come over here. They don't want this because they know what it is.
You know, this, I mean, and I know we're coming on the 2-hour mark, so.
As we always do.
Yeah, no. I know.
I mean, but
you don't shut up, man. You don't.
Now it's on me. All right.
And, after everything goes off, we're here for another 30, 40 minutes. It's just, that is what it is. We can sit and talk all night. But, like, and I'm not trying to throw shade here. And it might appear that way, but that is not my intention.
Okay.
So, Paulie Malignaggi, backstage, was telling, like, his people were like, man, that's a 7-figure payday for us. That's why we came out of, that's why he came out of retirement. Now,
7?
7. Now, wait a minute. No, hear me out. I can only tell you what's being said.
I mean, but I could believe it.
And I'm saying that authoritatively.
7.
Those words came out of his people's mouths.
Right.
Okay, so now.
It's a big flex.
It's a giant.
That's a big flex.
Okay, yeah, and you know what?
6 fights this promotion's been here, and you're talking about 7 figures to somebody?
He's claiming he got 7 figures, so.
Unless he got pay-per-view, part of the pay-per-view.
Okay.
But that still adds up, but okay.
Okay, let's just say he got 50% of the pay-per-view. He still didn't make 7 figures. Essentially, Feldman press released that they were trending towards going to 200,000 buys. Mm-hmm. Dude, that made me happy when I read that. It legitimately.
Well, I mean, the names that were there, dude, I can see it.
They did under 50,000. Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what, man? That was a fun card to watch.
It was.
So let's call it 50,000 people. The 50,000 people that watched it, I would say every single one of them watched that and left happy.
Yeah, if you bought that card, you bought a good card.
That was a good card.
You bought a lot of knockouts, a lot of blood, a lot of wars.
Okay, but every single card he's had has kind of met that.
Well, yeah, there's
but they haven't had those eyes.
Right.
So, like, I hope it continues going in that trend. And I know on your card, it's going to be a free stream. So, if they get 100,000 people free streaming it, man, I think it can honestly roll into something big. They're doing the right things to build the audience. Mm-hmm. Now, Malinaji didn't bring as many eyes as they had thought. It certainly got him a ton of publicity.
It did, but for Malinaji, I just feel like it was a gimmick.
Well, he wasn't a big draw as a champion. He's a phenomenal announcer.
Right, but I read the comments. Everybody talked about his hands being like paper. And is he really going to be able to compete in
and
this?
He broke him in the second round.
And this fight?
Yeah.
Go figure. Yeah, so.
That was a major upset. That was a major. Arnold Lobov.
But that explains why he started running.
He ran and wasn't throwing. And usually I pick up on stuff like that. I didn't pick up on it.
Pick up on it
because that's kind of Malinaji's style. But, I lost money on that fight. I mean, it was $20, but I lost. I thought for sure, Malinaji's going to go through Lobov like butter.
Well, because from the technical aspect, it would make sense. But like I told everybody else, Artem is cut different than Paulie. Paulie's a pretty boy. Paulie's flashy. Paulie likes to look good. Artem don't care how he looks.
Yeah,
but that mentally, that does something to you. Yeah. You don't care. I'll eat these punches, but you're guaranteed you're gonna feel mine. You're gonna hurt.
Yeah, and I think they were also banking on McGregor showing up, and he didn't show up.
I was. That's why I was like, oh, I'm coming to this one.
Man, dude, I'd love to get my picture taken with that guy.
What? Yeah. Champ and Connor, I need this.
Yeah. I was hoping it was going to be.
I was hoping he was going to pop in right when Paulie fights.
Yeah, like when Lobov fought Jason Knight. I was there at that one. I'm like, man, I hope he shows up. Even if I don't get a picture with him, man.
Just the fact that he was
Hell
there,
yeah,
is going to send the ratings for this through the roof.
Yeah. So and him and Lobov are obviously really good friends. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know what their relationship is. I don't know what's going on. I know that his name gets thrown around a lot. People backstage, some of the people working there. Oh, we expect him to show up. Well, have you called him? Is he reserved
right?
No.
Has anyone reached
but they're really good friends. I'm like, man, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
he's a businessman. He's a businessman.
Money last year.
That's like expecting Floyd to come to a show. He's not gonna come unless his name's on the promotion or he's got some other than the fight. Unless he has something going on.
Yeah, Pacquiao's fighting, he'll be there. He's probably getting paid to be there. Yeah,
not Mayweather. For McGregor to come, it has to be lucrative for him. He can watch the fight.
That's smart. I mean, it's one thing you and I talking about. It's another thing sitting in that position, realizing it. A lot of times. Like that kid showing up to you, hey man, this is you all excited to where you are somebody, but you don't really see yourself as that. Yeah,
I don't.
But so I mean, it's kind of like that same viewpoint, except McGregor's going, nah, I think you're gonna pay me for this one.
But being a bodyguard, I hear my clients talk about all the time. I don't do anything for free. I'm not posting your product for free. I'm not coming to whatever venue you want for free. I'm not doing nothing for free. You reach out to me, you're going to pay.
Hey, I got to tell you another thing in regards to yourself, too. Those guys are flexing on you, too, going, man, that dude, bare knuckle champion. Behind your back, they're telling everybody.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know it. I mean, I get it. It comes with it.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah. No, yesterday, that's all I heard. I was introduced to DJ Drama. I was introduced to Wiz Khalifa. I was introduced to French Montana. I don't know if any of these names ring a bell to you guys,
of course.
But
me, of course, but John, no.
Okay.
No. Me, yes.
Me, but I know you know, maybe, but I'm getting introduced. Hey, this is my man. This is AJ. He's the Bare Knuckle Heavyweight Champion of the world, and it's not clicking to them. They're like, oh, okay, what's going on, bro? What's going on with you?
Oh, that's his rap gimmick?
Yeah. That's his rap name?
I'm literally,
is that what he goes around telling people?
I'm backstage at this concert, and they're like, oh, okay, whatever. But where's his bodyguards? They have mats, and they have one of those Rogue Fitness fold out racks. So they take their gym with them at every show. We're literally backstage. Like,
are you holding pads for them, or
no? Like, we were sparring, we were grappling yesterday. This is the mat area, the curtains where this wall is, and there's the stage. And we're literally sitting on the side getting ready. Wiz wakes up, he comes out, starts hitting the weights while we're sitting here doing our thing. Like,
gets his blood going, huh?
Like, this
Good
is
for him.
His bodyguards got him on this. Like, every day this is what they do when they're on tour.
That's so important.
But Breeze and Lonnie, they're his two bodyguards. They're big. They're massive.
Well, I mean,
350, 360.
but that's their job.
They're limber.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I mean, he had French Montana's bodyguards. He put French Montana's bodyguard in a Goma Plata.
Jesus.
Oh, so they know their shit.
Put two of my legs together. This is his leg, and he's got this guy's arm.
No.
Jesus.
Lonnie is
that's nightmare.
High Rollers BJJ, the tournaments he created. He started it. It's his. It's all him. These guys are showing me how to get out of stuff yesterday. I was like, whoa. I've never just studied BJJ, but you're teaching me stuff that I've never learned. Like, of course, training for fights.
You're doing more defense too.
True. And I learned so I don't get countered. He was teaching so I don't get tapped. He was teaching me stuff how to get out of
going offense.
He was like, you're in side control, and you saw I got your leg. He was like, do this. Slide down, grab both my legs, gable grip. He was like, now bridge up. Because he had me locked.
Mm-hmm.
Where I couldn't get this leg out. I was in the side mount. Slide down, squeeze my legs together, tripod up, scoot your butt back, and it broke his lock. I was like, yo.
That's just leverage.
And that's all it was. But it was simple stuff like that. I'm looking at him like, I would have never known or never thought that your IQ in BJJ was this high. And you're huge. You're huge. Like, we all know Jeff Neal.
Of course.
Legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the only person,
instructor. Yep.
The only person I've seen.
Hold up. Stephan Bonner's, one of Stephan Bonner's original trainers.
Really?
Yes, sir. That's how long he's been around.
All right. Well, one of the only people I've ever seen men just lift their leg and grab something or scratch his ear with his toe and put it back like it was nothing. Like, Jeff Neal in the animal world is a panda.
For sure.
For sure. He's a panda. Kung Fu Panda? You got kids, you've seen the movie, you know how
he's Kung Fu Panda.
He's Kung Fu Panda in a BJJ world.
Jeff Neal, and this is Jeff Neal with a J, our guy here in Chicago. Yeah. Jeff Neal at 300 pounds, he could do full butterfly stretch, negative with a block under his foot, so it was a deeper stretch.
Yep.
Cold first thing in the morning.
Yep. Like, it's how limber, how loose Jeff is. It's scary. You don't expect it. You don't see it. Not saying Breeze is that loose, but he was loose.
Get there.
Oh, he could get there, and he's so calm. He's a grizzly bear, but he's just.
Eddie Bravo was talking about the high rollers thing.
It's dope.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's high rollers BJJ. It's dope. He's got the next tournament is in Denver. Right? Well. They got a tournament. The next Denver, New York, Seattle, San Diego, and then the championships. Everyone that won their tournament, the championship is going to be in LA in December
of this year.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So
and then I presented to him a possible scenario for here.
Oh, for here. Oh,
2020. Everywhere I don't think it's legal in New York.
No, it's going to be legal here.
It's going to be legal here. Everywhere he's going, for the most part, it's legal. Yeah. So when I was like, hey, why not possibly bring it here? I know some people. I know a few people who will compete. Just from here, who will compete.
Yeah, it's not the marijuana scene isn't as prevalent here as it is in California, but it's the
reason it's not because all the good weed came from California.
Yeah.
It was all. Is that from Cali? No, this is from Texas. Oh, you keep it.
That's how it is now. Man.
Arizona, no, you can keep it.
I got a really good friend from Amsterdam, Sharuk. I mean, not that it means anything. And she tells me that all of the bars out there advertise that their weed comes from Colorado, Like, it literally took over Amsterdam.
I don't understand why.
They say, wow, the biggest.
It's not.
It's not what?
Well, it's what? What were you going to say before I just...
It's not even marijuana anymore. It's so strong.
Really?
Colorado weed?
It's...
Do you smoke?
I do.
Okay.
It's not good. Colorado, by far...
Is it too strong? Or?
It's not strong at all. It's mostly like medical. I've been to several dispensaries. I've had several different strands. And
so what do you prefer?
California. Hands
like the
down.
Kush? I mean, the Kush is kind of getting thrown around. I mean,
OG.
I'm not...
Anything OG.
You know, I met those guys. I met them in Costa Rica like 10 years ago.
Okay.
They were like, one guy had dreads, a couple guys were clean cut, and they were like, hey man, you know, they were talking to me, and they're like, yeah, they weren't really talking shit, but they didn't speak Spanish, and I speak fluent Spanish, so I don't know how to translate.
Yeah.
We were just like at a club, and they're like, man, you're cool, dude. You know, what do you do? I'm like, yeah, okay. What do you do? You know, it's usually the American thing to do when you got nothing to talk about. You know, what do you do for a living? Yeah, in Europe, at least 15 minutes go by before that question comes up. But essentially, they're like, yeah, did you ever hear of like Kush? I'm like, yeah, of course. Yeah, well, we're OG Kush. And I'm like, okay. You know, I don't know what that means. So like, well, everyone kind of ripped off Kush. We were the original. I guess they're the original Kush.
Okay.
And they were like explaining to me that their brilliance in the marijuana game far outweighed everybody else, and now people are stealing their name.
But that's usually how it is. Like, people, they piggyback off things.
It was about 4 or 5 different guys. Yeah, it was
the bare knuckle thing. Like once
they were loaded.
Somebody breaks a lane, let's piggyback off there. Let's ride off there.
They didn't look. They didn't look like they came from significant wealth until I saw their bar tab, and they laughed at it and paid it.
Wow.
They're like, no, man, he's on our tab. I'm like, well, I don't really drink, you know. Like,
no, we got your
whatever you have,
we got your orange juice.
Bring us 1,000 oranges. We got them.
Yeah, no, I partied with those guys once, and it was different world, man. Different world.
Now it's like the weed department now. The weed game now is just like wide open. Everyone wants to invest in it, which I get it. And, you know, they've been pushing for years.
In theory, it's a good bet.
It is. It is.
Know?
Tyson's in it. Strong.
Yeah.
He's got a nice size
Be Real
field.
is in it too.
A lot of people I mean, it's a very lucrative business. It's very lucrative. And if you go about it the right way, get your paperwork in order, and you
cross your T's, dot your I's. Yeah.
Why? Oh, are you saying general? Yeah. If you do, definitely. You don't.
Well, essentially, the common folk is experiencing what big tobacco has just raked in and reaped the benefits of.
Yep. And it's open for the normal person to jump into it too. Like in Vegas, it became legal last year. And you can grow in Vegas. Anybody can grow. It's just like in Cali, anybody can grow. But you can only have so much.
You see yourself getting involved with this or what? To a certain degree? Mm-hmm. Running security or actually investing?
I want to do both, to be honest.
Okay.
I've reached out to some potential people who I know are in the real estate business and have other businesses that they're running right now. Hopefully something falls through, but if it does happen to be the security route where I'm a transporter for dispensaries, like a secure transportation, why not?
Yeah, that Midway dispensary on Archer. Yeah, I know the owners.
On Archer?
So, Archer and Laramie.
I forget all the time that it's medicinal is legal here.
Yeah.
And then you see the shops, they're scattered though. They're not like LA.
Well, from what I understand, like when the full legalization comes, there's going to be more shops that open, but the people that
who have been here,
they get like first dibs at like X amount. Yeah, and I think you just kind of be foolish not to max out whatever it is. Yeah, because I mean, they've been losing like $10,000 a month for years until this thing came around.
Wow.
And I'm not even sure it's going to help the state of Illinois at this point.
I think it will. It will.
Oh, the lottery was supposed to.
Once it grows, like there's a lot of people here smoke weed. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's good. You know, and I'm a sober guy. You know, good.
You know, it's funny. You don't realize how many people smoke until it becomes recreational. When that hit in Vegas, I saw 70-year-old white couples out there
Yeah.
blazing. I saw 27-year-old. Like, everybody was just in Vegas, whether it was vape or they were smoking a joint or a blunt or a pipe. Like, everyone was just walking around the strip, living life.
Yeah, I don't try to sugarcoat or hide it either with my kid. It exists, like kids are smart.
They're all very, and they have the internet. So even if they're not smart, they have the internet. They know how to work those tablets.
Yeah, I took my kid to the Grateful Dead concert in June here, and we were like in
the high section.
Dude, no, I got in the handicap section. No, dude, I put us in that whole stadium. I put us in the handicap section, and it was weird. There wasn't like the people that needed it the most. They didn't really have a lot of it in our section. Like, you had guys with like missing extremities, and I was just like, man, that dude needs to get high, bro.
Right, he needs it.
And no, but it's not something you should hide from either, but at least let them understand. And if they're going to understand, at least it's with somebody that's responsible, a little bit of knowledge that they respect. And, that's just kind of the way I approach it. Yeah.
No, that's how I am. Like, if you're going to learn about it, it's going to be for me.
You got a gun in the house. Hey, we're going to talk about
Facts.
it. If you see it, this is.
That's why I said that I want to get it. When you cure the curiosity, when you get rid of that, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
Them not knowing or them not having the time with it, they're going to be curious. They're going to find that's how all these kids get shot. They try to hide them from them, and then let's go. I know where it is. We can go get it. We can just shoot it one time.
Yeah.
Shoot it one time. I saw my brother do like this, and next you know, they
take some pictures with it. Yeah.
They don't understand how sensitive that trigger is. Yeah. And they're looking down the barrel, and that weight of the gun. I took my kid shooting like at a farm, and I fired it one time, and she looked at me and she's like, "I am not interested." No, that's funny.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yep. I mean, hey, that's all. You cured that curiosity.
Yeah.
It's a shame when your child is better supervision than you are.
100%. Absolutely.
You know what, Dad? No, this isn't for me. You have fun.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting over here.
So anyway, we got to wrap this up, dude. It's 2 hours. August 10th.
August 10th.
Chase Sherman.
Biloxi, Mississippi.
That's a bad man too, dude.
It is. I mean, but
you fought a couple bad men to get that belt.
Everyone is a bad man when they step in front of me. That's how they present it. Everyone's a bad man.
So someone could argue he really didn't get hit in that fight either.
And
there was a lot of running in that fight.
You don't want that. Chase Sherman, he's got a hard head. He's got a big head. He's got a strong jaw.
We don't know.
We don't. He's got 6 losses. 6 or 7. How are his losses?
I didn't even look, man.
I don't know.
I tell you what, I watched his boxing match. I broke his boxing match down. I'll probably send you some notes on it.
Okay. He had a boxing match?
Well, the bare knuckle.
Oh, the bare knuckle. Yeah.
He's got some habits.
He does. He's stuck in MMA.
He
almost threw a kick in that fight.
I know he did.
And that's why it's funny because the commentators didn't catch it, but I caught it.
I caught it too.
I know what I
think I texted you.
Yeah, I saw what that was. He almost threw a kick. He was getting ready to tear that leg up. he was about to fire. Yeah, but that's a sign of frustration.
It's a hard thing to apologize for.
So
if
you get him to kick you, man.
If he gets to kicking me, then at this point, yeah, buddy, yeah, it's over with.
It's a hard thing to. Hey, man, an accidental foul happens.
Right,
kick.
True.
Hey, man, that's a hard one to explain away.
See, what had happened was he hit this side, and it was a natural reaction. What can I say? I don't know. But no, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be a good fight.
August 10th.
I've never been a type to call out knockouts, but yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. August 10th. Biloxi.
Free stream.
Free stream.
Free stream.
I'll take 3 from me.
The name.
Is it on Fight? It's probably on Fight.
War something.
You talking about like the streaming?
Well, like because on the flyer they always have the logo of who's streaming it. It didn't say Fight. Fight wasn't on it.
Fight's phenomenal, man.
It was Warfare something. Warfare.
I wonder if they sold. I don't know. We'll find out.
But like even when you go to the fight app.
Here, go to what is it? BKFC or Bare Knuckle FC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Warfare or something.
Yeah, go to bareknucklefc.com.
Yeah, you'll find the link.
It's all right there. How about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
So we're not giving up that information.
It's too much.
Cool.
That's what I say.
All right, thanks guys. Appreciate you guys. Joining us for this podcast.
Champ stamp, Bomaye. Fuck everybody.
There it is.